Each day before it was closed for construction, more than 20,000 drivers crossed the Veterans Memorial Bridge connecting North Mankato and Mankato.
Aaron Stuvey sits down with local historians to learn about the history of our bridges and how the community has evolved alongside them.
The closure of Veterans Memorial Bridge will affect traffic throughout most of the year. It's the first true reconstruction the bridge has seen since it opened 40 years ago in 1986. Back then, it replaced the Main Street Bridge, which had served the community for decades. It was the result of more than 30 years of planning after the historic 1951 flood showed that the existing infrastructure wasn't going to be enough.
I think we also get frustrated with construction projects, and then we want them done like this, but imagine living through a 30-year construction project to end up with the flood walls and 3 new bridges and all of that infrastructure.
Before Veterans Memorial Bridge, infrastructure was inconsistent, artifacts of past times. The Main Street Bridge was designed to accommodate steamships moving down the river. And before that, the Iron Bridge was designed for horses and buggies instead of cars and trucks. And still before that, a hand-pulled ferry was used to get people across the river. The Blue Earth County Historical Society says that the history of the community's bridges are the history of the community itself, and that it won't be long until this construction is also a thing of the past.
And we're all going to look back and say, oh, wow, look at these great changes, and we'll go back to taking for granted that we have a wonderful bridge that gets us across to where we want to go. So in the meantime, it's just having patience for progress and realizing that every day is a part of our history.
In Mankato, Aaron Stuvey, KUYC News Now.